My wife's nails dug into my arm so hard it hurt, but she smiled like everything was perfect. Stay in the back and don't embarrass me, she hissed through her teeth, without moving her lips. Then the ballroom doors opened, the room went quiet, and the billionaire everyone came to impress walked in. He did not look at my wife even once. He walked straight past her, straight past the cameras, straight past the people who were clapping, until he stood right in front of me. His eyes locked on mine like he knew me. Then he whispered, shaking, with tears on his face, "I've been looking for you for 25 years. My wife dropped her glass, and it shattered like a warning. What did he mean, and why did my wife look like she had just been caught? For 1 second, I could not breathe. The music kept playing softly, but in my ears it sounded far away, like I was underwater. People around us stopped talking. Phones lifted. Someone whispered, "Is that him?" Like they were watching a movie. My wife, Celeste, took a step forward with a bright smile, trying to fix the moment. "Mr. Cade, welcome. I'm Celeste Warren, the director of..." He did not let her finish. He did not even glance at her name tag. His attention stayed on me like I was the only person in the whole room. His voice was low, but the way the room had gone silent made it feel loud. "Elias," he said, and my stomach flipped. I had not told anyone here my first name. Celeste told people I was her husband, like I was an extra chair. I was supposed to stand behind her and be quiet. Yet this powerful man said my name like it mattered. I swallowed. "Sir, I think you have the wrong person." His face tightened, like my words hurt him. He reached into his jacket and pulled out a small, old photograph. The edges were worn, the colors faded. He held it up so only I could see. In the photo, a young boy with dark hair stood beside a woman with kind eyes. The boy's smile was wide. The woman's hand rested on his shoulder like she was protecting him from the world. The boy looked like me. My mouth went dry. "Where did you get that?" His tears fell faster. "I took it the day before you disappeared." He leaned in closer, his voice shaking. "I'm not here for the gala. I'm here for you." Behind me, I heard Celeste's sharp breathing. She was frozen, staring at the photo like it was a knife. I turned my head slightly. "Celeste, what is this?" She forced a laugh that sounded thin and wrong. "Elias, don't be silly. He's mistaken. This is embarrassing." The billionaire's eyes flashed. "Embarrassing is what you call a stolen life." That word landed like a punch. Stolen. I felt heat rise in my chest. "What are you talking about? I don't even know him." He looked at me with a strange mix of sadness and relief, like he had been waiting his whole life for this moment and also feared it. 25 years ago, he said, a boy named Elias Rowan vanished from a state home outside Marlow Creek. The case was closed, but it was never solved. That boy was you. My knees weakened. I grabbed the back of a chair so I would not fall. State home. Marlow Creek. The words made pictures flash in my mind like broken glass. A long hallway, a smell of bleach, a woman singing softly, a locked gate, a night full of rain. I blinked hard. I don't remember. Celeste's voice rose, louder than it should have. "This is ridiculous. My husband grew up in foster care, yes, but lots of people do. You can't just come here and say, Mr. Cade held up one hand. The room seemed to obey him without question. He looked at Celeste for the first time. But it was not admiration. It was something colder. "You brought him here to impress me," he said, and told him to hide. Interesting. Celeste's smile shook. "I didn't mean." He leaned closer to me again. "Elias, I can't do this in front of them." His eyes flicked to the crowd. "Come with me. 5 minutes. Private room. Please." I looked at Celeste. Her face was pale now, her makeup perfect but her eyes panicking. "Go," she said quickly, too quickly. "Yes, go. Clear this up." But she did not sound like she wanted it cleared up. She sounded like she wanted it to stop. I followed Mr. Cade through a side door into a quieter hallway with gold lights and thick carpet. 2 security men walked behind us, not touching me but making sure I did not run. We entered a small lounge. The door closed. The noise of the gala disappeared. Mr. Cade turned to me slowly, like he was afraid I would vanish if he moved too fast. He placed the old photograph on a table, then pulled out a folder. Inside were papers. Lots of papers. One paper had a photo of me from years ago. Not now. Me as a teenager. A picture I had never seen. My chest tightened. How do you have that? He pointed to another page. Because I never stopped looking. I hired people. I paid for private searches. I checked records that other people ignore. I stared at the page, my hands shaking. On the document, under a small printed heading, were words that made my heart stop. Name: Elias Rowan. Date of birth: same as mine. Distinguishing mark: small scar above left eyebrow. I lifted my hand and touched the scar above my left eyebrow. I had always said I got it falling off a bike when I was 10. That is what my foster father told me. That is what I believed. Mr. Cade's eyes filled again. You got that scar the day you tried to protect your mother. My mother. I repeated, the word heavy in my mouth. He nodded. Her name was Mara Rowan. She worked for a charity that watched over state homes. She found signs of abuse and theft. She reported it. The people in charge wanted her silent. My stomach rolled. I don't understand. Mr. Cade took a deep breath. I was young then. Not rich. Not powerful. I was the lawyer assigned to help her. She trusted me. She became my friend. And you became important to me too. Lawyer. Charity. State home. The pieces swirled, not fitting yet. And then, he said, voice tight, one night the records show a fire alarm, confusion, a missing child. They said you ran away. They said your mother left the city and never came back. He slid another page toward me. This one had a headline printed across the top. It was an old newspaper copy. Charity investigator disappears after reporting state home fraud. Under it was a small picture of a woman. The woman from the photo. My throat closed. That's her. Yes, he whispered. That's Mara. Your mother. My eyes burned. I forced myself to keep looking. Mr. Cade's voice grew sharper. Elias, you were taken. You were not lost. Someone stole you to erase her. To erase what she found. To erase the case. I stumbled backward and hit the wall. No, I would remember. I would know. He stepped closer. Trauma can bury memories, especially in children. People can lie to you for years until the lie feels like truth. My mind raced to my own life. To the earliest things I could remember. A small apartment with peeling paint. A lullaby. Rain on a window. Then, suddenly, a different house. A different name. I had been Eli, then, not Elias. My foster parents, the Harpers, told me my mother could not keep me. They said she gave me up. They told me not to ask questions. When I turned 18, they handed me a thin folder. This is all there is, they said. It did not feel like all there was, but I had no money, no power, no way to fight. Then I met Celeste in my early 20s. She was bright, ambitious, and beautiful. She said she liked that. I was simple and steady. She said I made her feel safe. But in the last 2 years, her words changed. Elias, you don't understand how the world works. Elias, stop talking like that. Elias, stand behind me. Elias, don't embarrass me. My hands curled into fists. Why now? Why are you telling me this now? Mr. Cade's face hardened. Because tonight I became the new owner of Warren Holdings. I blinked. Warren Holdings. That's Celeste's company. Yes, he said. I bought controlling interest last month. Tonight is the public event. That is why she dragged you here. She wanted to charm me into keeping her in power. My heart beat faster. But why would she be scared of you finding me? He hesitated, then opened the folder again and showed me a page with a list of names. At the top was a name, Alden Warren. Celeste's father. My stomach dropped. What does her father have to do with my mother? Mr. Cade's voice turned cold. Alden Warren was on the board that controlled the state home where you lived. The same board that received money for children that never reached them. The same board Mara tried to expose. I stared at him. You're saying, Celeste's family was involved? He nodded slowly. And when I started buying into Warren Holdings, I found old internal files buried in archives. I found references to a missing child matter. I found a payment trail. And then I found your name. My head spun. I had married into the very family tied to my missing mother. That's impossible, I whispered. Mr. Cade stepped closer, voice soft again. Elias, I need you to listen carefully. You are in danger. I stiffened. Danger. From who? From anyone who benefits from you staying silent, he said. And I believe your wife already knew something. I believe she used you. My anger surged. No. Celeste might be harsh, but she's not evil. Mr. Cade met my eyes. Then why did she tell you to stay in the back? Why did she look terrified when I said I'd been looking for you? I did not have an answer. He placed one last document in front of me. This is what I need from you. I need you to come with my team after this. Tonight. Not tomorrow. Tonight. We will do a DNA test with the sample I already have from Mara's belongings. My breathing stopped. You have her belongings. Yes, he said, swallowing. I never threw them away. I stared at the paper, my vision blurry. If it was true, my whole life was built on a lie. If it was false, I would be humiliating myself, and maybe destroying my marriage for nothing. But deep inside, under my fear, something else moved. Something that felt older than my adult mind. A quiet voice that had been trapped for years. This is real. I whispered, what happens if the DNA matches? Mr. Cade's jaw tightened. Then we reopen the case. We expose who took you. We find out what happened to Mara. My voice trembled. And if it doesn't? He stared at me. Then I apologize for dragging you into this. But Elias, I am not wrong. A sharp knock hit the door. One of the security men stepped in. Sir, Mrs. Warren is requesting to speak with her husband. She appears upset. Mr. Cade's eyes narrowed. Of course she does. My stomach twisted. I need to talk to her. Mr. Cade grabbed my arm gently. Be careful what you say. And watch what she does. The door opened wider, and Celeste walked in. Her smile was gone. Her face was tight, angry, and scared all at once. Elias, she said, voice low, we are leaving. Now. Mr. Cade spoke before I could. Not until he chooses. Celeste turned on him. This is between me and my husband. Then she faced me again, eyes sharp. Elias, you do not know what you're stepping into. If you keep listening to him, you're going to ruin everything. I felt my hands shake, but my voice came out steady. What exactly am I going to ruin, Celeste? I asked. And why are you so afraid of a simple DNA test? Her lips parted, then closed. For the first time in years, Celeste looked at me like she did not know me. And in that moment, I realized something that made my blood run cold. She was not afraid of being embarrassed. She was afraid of being exposed. My wife stepping closer, reaching for my wrist like she wanted to pull me away, and whispering a threat so quietly only I could hear, if you do this, you will regret it for the rest of your life. Celeste's fingers wrapped around my wrist, and her grip was not loving. It was controlling. She leaned in close, smiling for anyone who might be watching through the door crack, but her voice was ice. Come with me, she said. Right now. I did not move. My heart beat hard, and my thoughts crashed into each other. Mr. Cade stood beside the table, calm but ready, like a man who had waited years and would not be pushed aside now. Celeste's eyes flicked to the folder. She swallowed. What is this? She asked, forcing a laugh. Some sad story to manipulate my husband. Mr. Cade's voice stayed even. It's evidence. Celeste's gaze snapped to me. Elias, you are my husband. You belong with me, not with a stranger who wants drama. That word hit me. Belong. I pulled my wrist back slowly. Celeste, I said, did you know anything about this? Her eyes widened a little, then narrowed. No. The answer was too fast. I took a breath. Then why did you panic when he said he was looking for me? Celeste shook her head. Because it's crazy. Because you're letting him confuse you. Mr. Cade leaned forward. Ask her about Alden Warren. Celeste's face changed. Just for a second. Like a mask slipping. Leave my father out of this, she snapped. My chest tightened. What does your father have to do with my mother? Celeste froze. The silence in the small room became heavy, like a storm cloud. Mr. Cade spoke gently, but his words were sharp. Elias deserves the truth. Celeste laughed again, louder, almost too loud. The truth. Fine. The truth is my father was a businessman who served on boards. That means nothing. I stared at her. Did your father ever mention a missing child? Did he ever mention a woman named Mara Rowan? Celeste's eyes flicked away. That was enough. I felt something inside me shift. Not rage yet. Something colder. Something that said, pay attention. Mr. Cade slid the newspaper copy toward her. Celeste did not touch it. She stared like it might burn her fingers. Stop, she whispered. Why, Mr. Kate asked. Celeste's voice rose. Because this is not the place. Not tonight. I stepped closer to her, careful, steady. Celeste, look at me. I need one honest answer. Her eyes met mine, and for a moment I saw the woman I married. Then the moment passed. Elias, she said, softer now, I love you. But you need to trust me. If you go down this path, people will get hurt. You will get hurt. I did not look away. Who will get hurt, Celeste? And why? Her jaw tightened. Because powerful people do not like old stories. Because people with money can crush you. Mr. Cade's voice cut in. Including your family. Celeste spun toward him. You don't understand my family. Mr. Cade's eyes were cold. I understand them very well. Celeste's breathing became fast. Elias, please. Come home. We can talk privately. Mr. Cade shook his head. The safest place for him tonight is with me. Celeste snapped. Safe. You think you're safe. You think your money protects you from everything. Mr. Cade said, it protects me enough to fight back. Celeste turned to me again, and now her eyes looked wet. Like she might cry. Her voice softened into something almost gentle. Elias, remember your life before me, she said. You had nothing. No connections. No future. I helped you. I gave you a place in the world. I felt my stomach twist. It was true that Celeste opened doors I never had. She introduced me to nice dinners, important people, expensive clothes. She helped me get a better job. She made me look presentable, she said. But I remembered how she did it. Not with kindness. With control. Elias, don't wear that. Elias, stand here. Elias, stop talking. I swallowed. You didn't give me a place in the world, I said quietly. You gave me a corner. Her face hardened again. Then you're ungrateful. Mr. Cade opened the door slightly and spoke to his security. No one leaves until Elias decides. Celeste's eyes flashed with anger. You can't keep me here. Mr. Cade replied, I'm not keeping you. I'm keeping him safe. Celeste stepped closer to me again. Elias, she whispered, you're making a mistake. I looked down at her hand. Her fingers were shaking, not with sadness, with fear. I took a deep breath and said the words that felt like stepping off a cliff. I want the DNA test. Celeste's face went white. No, she said, too sharp. No, you don't. Yes, I repeated. If it's nothing, then it will prove it. If it's something, then I need to know. Celeste's lips pressed tight. Then, very slowly, she leaned in close and whispered so only I could hear. You think you're the victim, she said. But you don't know what your mother did. My body went still. What? Her eyes stayed on mine. Mara Rowan was not some saint. She was going to destroy people. She was going to ruin lives. My voice shook. She was trying to protect children. Celeste's face twisted. She was going to expose the wrong people. She didn't understand consequences. Mr. Cade's voice rose. She understood them better than anyone. And she paid for it. Celeste turned and snapped, you don't know what happened to her. Mr. Cade's eyes narrowed. Then tell us. Celeste's mouth opened. Then she stopped. She looked at me again and something in her face changed. Like she remembered she was losing control. She took a step back, lifted her chin, and put on her polished Gala voice. Fine, she said. Do your test. Waste your time. But when this makes you look foolish, don't come crying to me. Then she turned toward the door. Mr. Cade's security blocked her gently. Ma'am, you may return to the Gala. Celeste glared at them, then looked back at me one last time. Her voice was soft again, but the softness was not kindness. Elias, she said, you want a new life so badly. Be careful. You might find out the truth and hate yourself. Then she walked out. The door shut. The room felt colder. Mr. Cade let out a breath he seemed to have been holding. That was not a normal reaction, he said. I nodded slowly. She knows something. Mr. Cade opened a small kit on the table. This will be quick. A swab inside your cheek. My hands shook as I took the swab. I rubbed it against the inside of my mouth, then placed it in the container. Mr. Cade sealed it carefully. My lab will run it tonight. Tonight? I asked, startled. Yes, he said. I prepared for this moment. I swallowed. And then what? Mr. Cade's face grew serious. Then we plan. Because if you are Elias Rowan, then the people who buried the truth will not want it dug up. My mind flashed to Celeste's whisper, "You will regret it." "What do you think Celeste will do?" I asked. "Mr. Cade's voice was low. "She will call someone." As if his words summoned it, my phone buzzed. It was a message from Celeste. It was only 5 words, but they made my heart jump. "Come outside. Now. Alone." I stared at the screen. Mr. Cade leaned closer to see. "Do not go alone," he said. I swallowed. "If I don't go, she'll know I'm choosing you." Mr. Cade's eyes narrowed. "She already knows." Another buzz. A second message. "If you don't come, I will tell them." "Tell them what?" My skin prickled. Mr. Cade's voice turned urgent. "Elias, listen to me. People who threaten like that are not trying to protect you. They are trying to control you." I looked at the door, then at the old photograph on the table. The boy in the picture smiled like he believed the world was safe. I whispered, "I have to know what she means." Mr. Cade nodded once, sharp and controlled. "Then you will not be alone. My security will be near, but not obvious." I took a shaky breath and stood. We walked back down the hallway, out a side exit near the service area. The air outside was cool. Night wind touched my face like a wake-up slap. Celeste stood under a light near the parking area, her arms crossed. She looked smaller out here, away from the ballroom lights and the crowd. But her eyes were still sharp. I approached slowly. "What do you mean, you'll tell them?" Celeste's jaw tightened. "I mean I'll tell my father you're talking to Cade." My stomach dropped. "Why would your father care?" Celeste's eyes flicked toward the building, toward the party. "Because my father is not a stupid man. He knows what Cade is hunting for." I stared at her. "So you do know." Celeste's voice grew quiet. "Elias, you think you're about to become someone important. You think you're about to be chosen. But if you push this, you will become a problem. And problems get handled." My heart pounded. "Handled how?" Celeste leaned closer. "You won't like the answer." Then she pulled her phone out and showed me a message thread. The last message was from a contact saved as Dad. It said, "Is he there? Keep him close. Do not let him talk." My stomach turned to ice. I looked up at Celeste, and for the first time, I truly understood. This gala was not just a party. It was a trap. Celeste's phone lighting up again, a new message from her father appearing as she watched me, and the message reading, "If Elias starts remembering, we finish this tonight." The words on Celeste's phone felt like a cold hand closing around my throat. "If Elias starts remembering, we finish this tonight." I stared at the screen until the letters blurred. Celeste's face was calm, but her calm was the calm of someone who had already decided what she would do. I stepped back slowly. "Finish what?" I asked, my voice barely steady. Celeste lowered the phone. "You're overreacting," she said, too smooth. "My father uses dramatic words." I shook my head. "No, that's not dramatic. That's a threat." Celeste's eyes hardened. "Elias, don't do this." Behind me, a car door closed softly. I did not turn, but I sensed movement. Mr. Cade's security was close, just like he promised. Still, my fear did not disappear. Fear does not always listen to logic. It listens to danger. I looked at Celeste again. "Tell me the truth. Why did you marry me?" Her mouth opened like she was about to laugh, then she stopped. Her eyes flicked over my face like she was measuring what she could still control. "I married you because you were good," she said. "Because you were quiet. Because you didn't ask questions." The words hit me harder than if she slapped me. I swallowed. "So I was useful." Celeste's chin lifted. "That's how adult life works. People are useful to each other." I forced my voice to stay calm. "What did you know about me before we met?" Celeste's eyes narrowed. "Nothing." I did not believe her. "Celeste," I said, "I need you to listen. A man just showed me papers with my name, my birth date, my scar, and a woman who might be my mother. You're acting like this is a business problem, not a human life." Celeste's face tightened. "Because feelings don't protect you, Elias. Strategy protects you." I flinched at the way she said my name, like a warning. I stepped even farther back, trying to create space. "Is your father involved in what happened to my mother?" I asked. Celeste's lips pressed together. For a moment, she looked almost tired. Then she said, "My father was involved in a lot of things. That's what power looks like." My heart hammered. Did he take me? Celeste's eyes flashed. No. The answer came fast again, but this time it came with anger, like she hated the question itself. I whispered, then who did? Celeste looked away, toward the dark parking lot. You don't want to know. I stepped forward suddenly. Yes, I do. Celeste snapped her gaze back to me. Elias, you think you want truth. But truth will destroy you. You have a stable life. You have a home. You have a job. You have a wife. I stared at her. A wife who tells me to hide. Celeste's nostrils flared. A wife who tried to protect you from looking foolish. I shook my head. You didn't protect me. You controlled me. Celeste's voice rose slightly. And you let me. You liked being told what to do because it meant you didn't have to make hard choices. Her words stung because a piece of them felt true. I had stayed quiet. I had accepted small humiliations. I had told myself it was normal. But now, standing outside in the cold, with the threat on her phone, I felt something new. Not courage like in movies. Courage that is shaky and scared but still stands up. I took a deep breath. I'm going to stay with Mr. Cade tonight. Celeste's face went still. No, you're not. Yes, I repeated. Celeste's eyes moved past me, scanning, searching. She noticed something. The slight movement of a shadow near a car. The quiet alertness of someone who was not a guest. Her jaw tightened. He brought security. I did not answer. Celeste's voice dropped. He's turning you into a weapon. I shook my head. No. He's giving me a choice. Celeste laughed once, but it sounded like a crack. A choice. Elias, you have no idea what you are. You are evidence. I froze. What did you just say? Celeste's eyes narrowed. Nothing. I stepped closer again, careful, controlling my voice. Say it again. Celeste's face changed. She looked angry at herself for slipping. Then she said it, slower this time, like she wanted to make it hurt. You are evidence, she repeated. You were never meant to grow up and come back. You were meant to disappear. My stomach dropped so hard it felt like falling. I whispered, so someone planned my life. Celeste's lips curled. Your life was a problem that got solved. Then you turned into a man. And now you want to reopen the past. I could barely breathe. Where is my mother? Celeste stared at me. For a long moment, she said nothing. Then she spoke softly, almost like a bedtime story. She's gone, she said. That's all you need to know. My eyes burned. Gone where? Celeste's face hardened again. Stop. I felt my hands shaking. Did your father kill her? Celeste flinched. It was small, but it was real. She whispered, don't say that word. That was not a denial. My chest tightened with a grief I did not fully understand yet. Grief for a woman I barely remembered. Grief for a childhood stolen. Grief for myself. A car engine started somewhere nearby. Celeste's head snapped toward the sound. Her eyes widened, just slightly. Then she stepped closer to me and lowered her voice. You need to come with me, she said. Right now. Before my father arrives. I stared at her. He's coming. Here. Celeste swallowed. Yes. And if he sees you with Cade, he will not talk. He will act. My fear surged. Then help me. Tell me everything. Celeste shook her head, almost angry at my hope. I can't. Not here. I heard footsteps behind me. Mr. Cade's security man stepped closer, still polite, still calm, but now visible. Sir, he said quietly to me, we should move. Celeste's eyes flashed with fury. Get away from him. The security man did not respond. Celeste reached into her clutch purse quickly, her fingers moving fast. For a second, my mind jumped to a weapon, but instead she pulled out a small silver USB drive. She shoved it into my hand. Take it, she whispered urgently. If you really want truth, this is the only way. But if you open it, you will never go back to the life you have. My fingers curled around the cold metal. What is it? Celeste's voice shook. Old files. My father's. The ones he kept hidden. The ones that mention Mara and the missing child. My heart hammered. Why are you giving this to me? Celeste's eyes looked wet now. Real tears, not staged tears. Because, she whispered, I didn't know it was you when I married you. Not at first. I froze. Not at first. Celeste's lips trembled. 2 years ago my father found out. He found out who you were. He told me to keep you close. To make sure you never started digging. My stomach twisted. So you stayed with me because he told you to. Celeste's face twisted with anger and shame. At first, yes. And now? I asked. Celeste's eyes flashed. Now I'm trying to stop him from doing something worse. The engine sound got louder. Headlights swept across the parking area like a searchlight. Celeste grabbed my sleeve. Elias, listen. My father is coming. If he sees you holding that drive, he will take it. He will hurt you. You need to run. The security man's posture changed. He spoke into a small device near his collar. Mr. Cade's voice came through, faint but urgent. Elias, get inside now. Celeste's grip tightened. If you go back in there, my father will follow. He will make a scene. He will control the story. My mind raced. I looked at the USB in my hand. It felt heavy, like it held my real life inside it. Come with me, Celeste said. I can get you out. I stared at her. Can I trust you? Her eyes met mine. No, she said honestly. But you can trust that I'm scared of my father. The headlights stopped. A car door opened. A man's voice carried through the night, calm and confident. Celeste, the voice called, where is my son-in-law? My blood turned to ice. Mr. Cade's security man stepped in front of me slightly. Celeste's face went pale. Elias, she whispered, whatever you do next decides whether you live as a person or die as a secret. Alden Warren stepping into the light, smiling like a friendly father, while his eyes searched for me like I was an item he needed to retrieve. Alden Warren walked toward us with the smooth confidence of someone who believed the world belonged to him. He wore a dark suit that looked simple, but I could tell it was expensive. His hair was silver at the sides. His smile was polite. If I did not know what I knew, he would look like a normal rich businessman. But my body reacted before my mind could. My stomach tightened. My skin prickled. Something deep inside me remembered him, even if my memory did not. Elias, Alden said warmly, as if we had a perfect relationship. There you are. Celeste stepped forward quickly, blocking him from me. Dad, you shouldn't be here. Alden's smile stayed, but his eyes sharpened. I go where I need to go. He looked past Celeste to the security man. And who is this? The security man stayed polite. Sir, this is a private event. Area. Alden chuckled lightly. Everything in this building belongs to my company. Mr. Cade's voice came through the security man's collar again. Do not engage him. Bring Elias inside. Now. I took a small step backward. Alden noticed immediately. His eyes landed on my hand. On the USB drive. His smile vanished, replaced by something flat. Elias, he said softly, what are you holding? I did not answer. Celeste's voice jumped in, too fast. Nothing, Dad. Just his. Alden raised a hand. Celeste. She stopped like a child. Alden's gaze stayed on me. Elias, give it to me. I swallowed. No. For a second, there was silence. Then Alden smiled again, but it was not warmth. It was warning. Son, he said, you're confused. That little thing will fill your head with nonsense. It's not nonsense, I said, surprised at my own voice. It's my life. Alden's eyes narrowed. Your life is the life you have. The one you were given. The words made my hands shake harder. Mr. Cade's security man stepped closer to me. Sir, we should move. Alden's eyes flashed. Touch him and I will make one call. The security man did not move. Alden turned his head slightly and spoke into his own phone without looking down. Driver, come closer. The car behind him rolled forward a little, like a quiet threat. Celeste's voice broke. Dad, please. Not here. Alden did not look at her. You had one job. Keep him calm. Keep him small. Celeste flinched like he struck her. I stared at her. So it's true. Celeste's eyes filled with tears. She whispered, Elias, please, just get inside. Alden's voice was sharp. Celeste, you are embarrassing me. Her shoulders dropped, and I saw something sad in her face. She had lived under that sentence her whole life. Then Alden looked at me again. Elias, you have always been an impulsive boy. My heart stopped. You remember me, I whispered. Alden's smile returned, thin and cruel. Of course I do. My voice shook. What did you do to my mother? Alden's face did not change. That was the worst part. If he had shown anger, it would have felt human. But he stayed calm. Your mother, he said, was a stubborn woman who did not understand how the world works. Celeste whispered, Dad, stop. Alden ignored her. She wanted to be a hero. She wanted to expose a system that fed thousands of families. She did not care who would fall. Mr. Cade's voice came through again, louder now, strained. Elias, do not listen to him. Move. I could not move. I needed answers. What happened to her? I asked again. Alden sighed like he was tired of the question. She made choices. That's not an answer, I said, my voice rising. Alden's eyes sharpened. Fine. Here is your answer. She refused to stop. So we stopped her. My whole body went cold. We. Alden nodded slightly. People. Adults. Decision makers. I felt dizzy. Did you kill her? Celeste gasped softly. Alden's voice stayed calm. Don't be dramatic. She is not in your life anymore. That is what matters. I clenched my jaw so hard it hurt. Where is she? Alden stepped closer, and his voice dropped low. You don't want to go digging in graves, son. My stomach lurched. Mr. Cade's security man put a hand lightly near my elbow. Sir, please. Alden noticed and snapped. I said don't touch him. Then Alden did something I did not expect. He looked at Celeste. Take the drive, he ordered. Celeste froze. Dad, no. Alden's voice turned sharp, dangerous. Celeste. Celeste's hands lifted slowly, shaking. She looked at me, eyes pleading. I'm sorry, she whispered. She reached for the USB. I stepped back. No. Celeste's hand hovered. She looked torn, like a rope pulled from both ends. Alden's tone softened, but it was the softness of a leash. Celeste, you want your position. You want your future. Then do what I say. Celeste's face crumpled. She whispered, I can't. Alden's eyes flashed. Yes you can. I looked at Celeste and realized the truth. Celeste was not the mastermind. She was the messenger. The leash. But she still chose, every day, to hold that leash on me. My voice shook. Celeste, you humiliated me. You told me to hide. You acted like I was nothing. Was it all because you were afraid of your father? Celeste's tears fell. At first, yes. Then I got used to it. I got used to power. Alden snapped, enough. He stepped forward fast and grabbed my wrist. His hand was strong. Stronger than I expected. It felt like iron. The moment he touched me, something exploded in my mind. A flash. A hallway. A door slamming. A woman screaming my name. Elias. I gasped and yanked my wrist back, but the memory stayed, bright and painful. I stumbled. The security man caught my elbow to steady me. Alden's eyes widened slightly. He saw it. He saw me remember. His calm broke for the first time. Get him in the car, he barked. Two men stepped out from the car, moving fast. The security man stepped forward, firm now. Sir, back away. Alden's men moved anyway. Then another group appeared, faster and stronger. Mr. Cade's security team, more of them, coming from the building exit. The parking area suddenly felt like a battlefield without weapons, only bodies and power. Alden's jaw clenched. Cade, he spat, looking toward the doorway. Still playing hero. Mr. Cade stepped out into the light, his face hard. This ends tonight, Alden. Alden laughed sharply. You think you can take my company and my secrets? Mr. Cade's voice was cold. I already took your company. Now I'm taking your lies. Alden's eyes narrowed. Elias belongs to me. I flinched at the word belongs. Mr. Cade stepped closer. He is a human being. Alden's gaze flicked again to my hand. Give me the drive. I did not move. Alden's face turned ugly. Then you leave me no choice. He reached into his jacket pocket. For one terrifying second, I thought he had a gun. But he pulled out a small envelope and tossed it toward me. It landed near my feet. Open it, he said, voice sharp. If you want truth so badly. My hands shook as I picked it up. Inside was a single photograph. A photograph of a woman. My mother. But she was not smiling. She was lying on a hospital bed, pale, eyes closed, tubes around her. My throat closed. No. Alden's voice was flat. That is what your mother got for her courage. Mr. Cade's face tightened. Alden, you monster. Alden's eyes stayed on me. You want to know where she is. You want to dig up the past. Fine. Here is your lesson. He leaned forward slightly, voice sharp and clear. Your mother is alive, he said, but she will not recognize you. And if you keep pushing, she will disappear for good. My heart slammed against my ribs. Alive. But taken. Broken. My vision blurred. Where is she? Alden smiled again, satisfied. Choose, Elias. Walk away with your quiet little life, or keep digging and lose her forever. Mr. Cade stepped closer to me. He is bluffing. He wants control. But I could not ignore the photo. It looked real. Too real. Celeste whispered, sobbing, Elias, please, he will do it. He will. My hands trembled as I held the photo. If my mother was alive, I could not risk her life. But if Alden was lying, he would keep controlling me forever. I looked at Alden. Then I looked at Mr. Cade. And I realized the revenge I wanted was not about hurting anyone. It was about refusing to be controlled again. I whispered, how do I know you're not lying? Alden's eyes turned cold. You don't. Then he took one step back, as if he was done talking, and spoke into his phone. Move her, he said. Mr. Cade's face changed. Elias, we have to act now. My chest tightened. Act how? Mr. Cade's voice was urgent. We go to her. Tonight. Mr. Cade grabbing the folder, Celeste crying silently, Alden smiling like he had already won, and my phone buzzing with a new message from an unknown number that read, you have 10 minutes to stop this, or your mother is gone. The message on my phone made my whole body feel weak. You have 10 minutes to stop this, or your mother is gone. I stared at the screen until my eyes hurt. 10 minutes. To do what? To call Alden. To beg. To surrender. Mr. Cade grabbed my shoulder gently, steadying me. Elias, he said firmly, look at me. I forced my eyes up. Your mother is not a bargaining chip, he said. She is a person. And Alden is using your fear to trap you. Celeste stood nearby, crying quietly, hands shaking. Alden was already walking back toward his car, calm again, as if he had finished a normal business meeting. Mr. Cade spoke into his caller device. Trace the number that texted him. Now. And lock down all Warren medical accounts we can access. We move. Alden turned back, amused. You think you can chase ghosts? Mr. Cade's voice was sharp. I think you left footprints. Alden's smile tightened. Elias, last chance. Come with your wife. Keep your life. Stop pretending you're a hero. I looked at Celeste. She looked at me like she was drowning. Elias, she whispered, I didn't know your mother was alive. I swear. I only found the files. I only knew my father wanted you quiet. I believed she did not know everything. But I also knew she had chosen comfort over truth for a long time. I took a breath. Celeste, answer me clearly. Did you ever love me? Her face crumpled. Yes, she said. But I also loved what you represented. A controllable husband. A clean story. No mess. I nodded slowly. Thank you for finally being honest. Then I looked at Alden. Where is she? Alden's eyes narrowed. That depends on your next move. Mr. Cade stepped forward. It does not depend on anything. We are finding her. Alden laughed. With what? Hope. Mr. Cade held up the old folder. With records. With money. With law. And with one thing you never planned for. Alden's eyes sharpened. What? Mr. Cade looked at me. With Elias remembering. I swallowed. My head still hurt from that flash of memory when Alden grabbed me. But in the pain there was a path. I closed my eyes for a second and focused on what I saw. A hallway. Bleach smell. A humming light. A door with a chipped blue paint line at the bottom. A woman's voice. Mara. I opened my eyes. Marlow Creek, I whispered. Mr. Cade nodded. Yes. Alden's face tightened, just slightly. I saw it. The smallest crack. Mr. Cade spoke quickly. We go to Marlow Creek. We go to the old site. We pull every record. We check every connected facility. People like Alden do not keep someone like Mara in a random place. They keep her where control is easy. Celeste gasped. Dad uses private care facilities, she said, voice shaking. He funds them. He calls them investments. Mr. Cade's eyes locked on her. Names, Celeste. Celeste swallowed hard. There's one outside Marlow Creek. Briar Hollow Recovery Center. Alden's voice snapped. Celeste. Celeste flinched, then lifted her chin for the first time that night. Her voice shook, but she spoke. You ruined my life too, she said to him. You made me your tool. Alden's eyes went cold. You were making a mistake. Celeste wiped her tears roughly. So did you. Mr. Cade turned to his team. Briar Hollow. Now. Alden moved like he was going to stop us, but his Security hesitated. Mr. Cade's people outnumbered them, and more importantly, they looked ready. Alden's eyes locked on mine. Elias, you think this is revenge. You think you will win. I stepped closer, voice steady, simple. This is not revenge like in movies. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to stop you. Alden's smile disappeared. You will regret this. I answered, I already regret 25 years. We moved fast. Mr. Cade's car took the lead. I sat in the back seat, hands shaking, holding the photo of my mother. Celeste insisted on coming too, even though Mr. Cade did not trust her. He allowed it because she had one thing we needed. She knew her father's network. As we drove, Mr. Cade explained the truth plainly, again, because this was an audio story and the listener needed to follow. Elias, he said, your mother found proof that children's funding was stolen from the state home. The board members, including Alden Warren, were taking money and hiding it. When she reported it, they decided to remove her. To make her look unstable. To make her disappear. I swallowed. And me. Mr. Cade's jaw tightened. You were leverage. They took you so she would break. When she did not break, they moved her to a private facility and erased her identity. They used money to change paperwork. They used influence to bury the case. Celeste stared out the window, crying silently. I didn't know, she whispered. I knew my father did dark things, but I didn't know this. Mr. Cade's voice was calm but firm. You did know enough to control Elias. Celeste flinched. Yes. I stared at my hands. So I grew up in foster care because they wanted me gone. Mr. Cade nodded. Yes. And you were placed with people who would not ask questions. That is why your records were thin. My mind returned to the Harpers, the thin folder, the way they told me never to ask. I whispered, so my whole life was built to keep me quiet. Mr. Cade said, yes. But you are not quiet anymore. We reached the facility after a tense drive. It was a large building with calm lights and neat hedges, the kind of place that looked peaceful from the outside. But peace can be a mask. Mr. Cade showed documents to the front desk, firm and prepared. We are here to check a patient under special guardianship connected to Warren accounts, he said. The receptionist's smile tightened. We cannot share patient information. Mr. Cade's voice stayed steady. You can, with a court order. He handed over papers. He had them ready. The receptionist looked nervous and made a call. While she spoke, I felt my heart pounding like it wanted to escape my chest. Celeste whispered, if she's here. I did not answer. I could not. A staff member led us down a hallway that smelled like bleach. My head throbbed. The smell triggered another memory. A humming light. A blue paint line. I stopped walking. Mr. Cade turned. Elias. I pointed, shaking. The door. The blue paint line. The staff member frowned. This wing is older. Some rooms are closed. Mr. Cade's eyes sharpened. Open them. The staff member hesitated. Mr. Cade's security stepped closer, not threatening, but firm. The staff member swallowed and unlocked a door. Inside was a small room. A bed. A chair. A window with bars that looked decorative but were still bars. And on the bed, a woman sat quietly, staring at her hands. Her hair was thinner, her skin pale, her eyes distant. But her face. I knew it. I knew it like the way you know the sun is bright even if you close your eyes. My voice broke. Mom. The woman did not look up. I took a step closer, then another, slow, like I was approaching a frightened animal. Mom, I said again, softly. It's Elias. Her eyes lifted a little, confused. Like she heard a sound but did not understand. Celeste covered her mouth, sobbing. Mr. Cade's eyes filled with tears too, but he stayed quiet. I knelt beside the bed. My name is Elias, I said, repeating it for her. I'm your son. The woman blinked slowly. Her lips moved, but no words came out. Then, very softly, like a breeze, she whispered one word. Rain. My whole body shook. That was the word from my memory. The night. The storm. I swallowed hard. Yes, I whispered. Rain. I remember rain too. Her eyes focused slightly, like a light turning on far away. I pulled out the old photograph and held it up. Her eyes landed on the photo. Her fingers lifted, trembling, and touched the image of the little boy. A sound escaped her throat, half sob, half breath. Then she whispered, Elias. I cried. Quietly, because I could not do anything else. Mr. Cade stepped forward. Mara, he said gently. It's Daniel Cade. I'm here. We're here. Mara's eyes moved to him slowly. She stared at him, then a small tear rolled down her cheek. Danny, she whispered, like she remembered him in a corner of her mind. Mr. Cade closed his eyes for a second, pained. I'm sorry it took me so long. In that moment, the story's truth became clear for everyone listening. Mara was alive, but she had been kept here, controlled, likely drugged, likely told lies for years until her mind blurred. She was not crazy. She was trapped. Mr. Cade turned to the staff member, voice firm. We are removing her from this facility immediately. And we are contacting authorities. This is unlawful confinement under false guardianship. The staff member panicked. Sir, we can't just. Mr. Cade cut in. You can, or you will be part of the case. Celeste stepped forward, shaking. My father funds this place, she said. He uses it to hide problems. Mr. Cade nodded. Then he will pay for it. Outside, sirens approached. Mr. Cade had already called. Alden's power was real, but it was not bigger than truth once truth had proof. Now there was a living witness. And there was Elias, the missing child, standing in the room. Alden arrived 10 minutes later with an angry face and men in suits. But it was different now. Police were already there. Cameras too. Mr. Cade had made calls, and unlike Alden's old world, this time the story did not stay hidden. Alden tried to smile. This is a misunderstanding. Mr. Cade's voice was cold. No. This is a kidnapping case that lasted 25 years. Alden's eyes flicked to Mara, to me, to the police. For the first time, he looked uncertain. He stepped toward Celeste. Celeste, fix this. Celeste stood still. Her voice shook, but she spoke clearly. No, she said. I'm done fixing your crimes. Alden's face twisted. Ungrateful. Celeste wiped her tears and said something that sounded like a life lesson for everyone listening. I learned from you that silence keeps power safe, she said. But silence also destroys people. I won't be silent anymore. Alden's jaw clenched. He looked at me. Elias, you think you won. I stood up, my hands still shaking, but my voice steady. I didn't win a game, I said. I got my life back. The police stepped in. Alden tried to argue, but evidence was already moving, already documented. The USB drive. The funding records. The fake guardianship papers. The trail was real. Alden was arrested that night. It did not happen because I hit him or shouted in a ballroom. It happened because I stopped hiding. Because I chose truth even though it scared me. In the weeks that followed, the story became public. Warren Holdings faced investigations. Other people connected to the board were questioned. Some tried to run, some tried to deny, but records do not forget. Celeste lost her position. She faced consequences too, because she had helped keep me quiet. She did not go to jail, because she cooperated and gave information early, but her reputation collapsed. The life she built on control fell apart. She came to me one day, after Mara had moved to a safe medical place with real care. Celeste looked smaller without her titles. I'm sorry, she said. I used you. I thought I was protecting my future. I didn't understand I was destroying your past. I nodded. You did understand, I said gently. You just chose yourself. Celeste cried. Can you forgive me? I took a long breath. I can let go of revenge, I said. But forgiveness takes time. Trust is not a switch. She nodded, accepting it. That was my revenge. Not violence. Not cruelty. My revenge was freedom. My mother's recovery was slow. Some days she remembered me. Some days she didn't. But each day she was safe, and each day she was not alone. One afternoon, she sat with me under a window with real sunlight, not barred shadows. She held my hand and whispered, I tried. I squeezed her hand. You did, I said. And I'm here now. The life lesson became clear in a quiet, natural way. When you stay silent because you are afraid, the people who do wrong things get stronger. When you speak up, even when your voice shakes, truth can move. And when someone tells you to stay in the back and not embarrass them, that is not love. Love does not hide you. Love stands beside you. The story ended not with a grand party, but with a simple moment. Mara looked at me, and for a few full seconds, her eyes were clear. Elias, she said, softly, like the word was a prayer. And for the first time in my adult life, I felt like my name truly belonged to me.